So, the Elite Four Pokemon X and Y. Let's not pussyfoot around, let's put it bluntly, it's the worst Elite Four in the entire series. From bad teams to moves, it's just memorability impact they leave on you. So today, I said I'm going to quote-unquote fix them. By that, I mean I'm going to change their Pokemon and movesets to hopefully make them a better challenge, or at least memorable. Let's get this started. First up is the Fire-type Elite Four member, Malva. Her main characteristic is that she's ex-Team Flare. That's kind of a neat fun fact, except that's all there is to her, you never get to see it. But let's get into her team, shall we? Her team is also not that bad, requiring the least amount of changes between all the Elite Four members. So let's get into those changes, shall we? First up, Torkoal, you're getting axed. I'm sorry, you're worthless without Drought. You don't get Drought until Gen 7, I believe. So I'm going to replace it with Rotom Heat, to get rid of her water weakness, or help with it at least. Moveset's gonna be Overheat, it's the only Fire-type moves it gets. Sunny Days hit the sun for our team. Discharge is to make Electric-type move, and finally, Volt Switch is a good way to switch in and out. But this isn't enough, so I'm also gonna give her a Houndoom that Mega Evolves to a Mega Houndoom. It's always bothered me that despite Mega Evolution being the big thing of Kalos that everyone talks about, Professor Sycamore's like, you got Mega Evolution, that's amazing, but no one has it. So I'm gonna give it to the Elite Four because it makes sense, and just to make it appear more. I chose Houndoom because she actually uses one against Alon in the anime, wherever the hell he was in. And I don't want to give her a starter, so it's going to be Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Solar Beam, and finally Nasty Plot. Flamethrower, Dark Pulse for stab, Solar Beam for coverage, and Nasty Plot set up for sweeping purposes. That's it for Malva, honestly. Her Pokemon are just fine. It's kind of sad that they were so close to being good, but nope, they missed the mark. Next up is Wickstrom of the Elite Four. Goes around in night gear. What an interesting fella, huh? Anyway, let's get into his team. Let's start with the minor change. Instead of Torment, I'm gonna give his Cliffkey Rain Dance. It has the Prankster ability, meaning non-damaging moves always get priority. It can get Turn 1 Rain Dance to weaken the Fire-type moves. Probopass and Aegislash, they're fine as they are. Honestly, given the dex options for Steel types and Pokemon X and Y, it's kind of limited, so I decided to give him a Bisharp, mostly because it fits with the whole knightly royalty theme he has. Anyway, its moveset's gonna be Iron Head, Sucker Punch, Stone Edge, and Aerial Ace. Iron Head for stab, Sucker Punch is also stab, and has priority, which is really nice. Stone Edge for fire types, and I doubt it'll ever get the chance to use this against a fighting type, but Aerial Ace to counter them. Finally, I want to get Scizor and Mega Evolve it. Its ability is Technician, so I'm gonna give it a moveset that reflects it. Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Superpower, and Sword Dance. Bullet Punch and Bug Bite both get a Technician boost. Superpower, since, I'll be honest, I looked up good movesets for Mega Scizor and I recommended Superpower. And finally, Sword Dance set up for sweeps. And that's it for Wickstrom. Now let's move on to the next member. The third Elite Four member I want to cover is Sibo. He's an artist who yells at you to say Pokemon battling isn't an art form. Look, man, I don't see glorified cockfight as an art form, but I guess we're different that way. The first thing I want to do is give him a Ludicolo and have that be its lead. Ludicolo is a grass water type. It's kind of hard to counter, so making it its lead can really trick up the player. It's going to be a good choice. This is going to be Scald, Giga Drain, Ice Beam, and Leech Seed. Scald and Stab has a chance to burn, so that's really nice. Giga Drain and Leech Seed for HP recovering, and finally, Ice Beam hits Flying type weakness and counter Grass type that tank its stab attacks. Next up, I want to place a Starmie with a Cloyster. His Cloyster will have skill like making multi-hitting moves hit all 5 times. Very nice. It'll have Icicle Spear, Rock Blast, Shell Smash, and Explosion. Skill like I said, makes Rock Blast and Icicle Spear always hit 5 times. Shell Smash to increase its speed and attack, and finally, Explosion is a last-ditch effort to take out one of your Pokemon. Despite it being his ace, Barbaracle fucking sucks. So instead, let's replace it with a fellow Pokemon with a 4 times weakness to grass, Quagsire. Give him an immediate electric type moves, which is very nice. Its moveset's gonna be Waterfall, Earthquake, Sludge Wave, and Yawn. Waterfall and Earthquake are its strongest stabs. Sludge Wave for grass type, special attack isn't that bad. And Yawn to be annoying. Gyarados is fine. And finally, I'm gonna replace this Colitzer with a Blastoise and have that Blastoise Mega Evolve. The only other Water-type Mega available in this game is Gyarados, and Lysander has one, so I don't want to repeat that. Funny enough, it's going to have the exact same moveset as Qualitzer. They both have Mega Launcher, so it makes sense. Water Pulse, Aura Spear, Dragon Pulse, and Dark Pulse. Mega Launcher boosts pulse moves by 50%, so its moveset reflects that. Now we're done with Sibo. Let's move on to the final Elite Four member. The final Elite Four member I'll be covering is the Dragon Mommy Drasna. She has 2 Dragon Flying types. Yeah, that ain't gonna fly with me, so let's change it. Altaria, I'm sorry, you're getting replaced with Kingdra. Since she has nothing for Ice types, Kingdra makes a good fit. Its moveset will be Dragon Pulse, Attract, Hydro Pump, and Flash Cannon. Dragon Pulse and Hydro Pump for stab, Flash Cannon to hit Fairy and Ice types, and Attract to be annoying. Remember what Huan was like? I don't like Dragons, which plays with superior Gen 5 Dragon, Haxorus. Haxorus moveset will be Dragon Claw, Poison Jab, Brick Break, and Dragon Dance. Dragon Claw, yes, Outrage is stronger, but I don't like the confusion as a repercussion, so Dragon Claw is the best option. Poison Jab and Brick Break covers weaknesses to Ice and Fairy types, and Dragon Dance for sweeping purposes. Dragalge and Noivern are perfectly fine as they are, so we'll leave them like that. I decided to make a last team member a bit more interesting. Yes, I could have gone with like Mega Charizard or Salamence, but I decided to go with Ampharos, pure electric type, Mega Evolves to electric dragon type. Mega Ampharos moveset will be Thunderbolt, Dragon Pulse, Signal Beam, and Cotton Guard. Thunderbolt and Dragon Pulse for stabs, Signal Beam to hit grass types that resist electric type moves, and finally, Cotton Guard to make it an annoying tank. And that wraps up the Elite Four. Well, there you have it. Those are the changes I would make to Pokemon X and Y's Elite Four to make them a bit more challenging. I decided to go with 5 Pokemon since before Gen 5, Elite Four all had 5 Pokemon, then for some reason, Pokemon Black and White decided they'll have 4 Pokemon for Elite Four for some reason, and X and Y unfortunately suffers from that as well. So let me know what you think about these changes. I didn't want to go too overpowered like some ROM hack, but I want to try to give it a decent challenge since that's what the goal is. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment, see future all other bullshit, and I'll see y'all later. Peace, bitches!